Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to go over step by step how to publish your first book on Amazon KDP. Now, if you don't have an Amazon KDP account, just go to kdp.amazon.com and go ahead and sign up. This is a free process. There's no waiting period. You just have to fill out all the information and then get inside. Now, in this video, I'm going to assume that you already have a cover and an interior. If you don't have either of those, I would recommend going to bookbolt.io/blog and reading all the guides there. That's going to be the easiest way to get you up to speed. Now, let's go ahead and log into the Kdp Dashboard here, and you will see at the bottom here, you see another logbook that I used as an example purpose for another video, but this is what you are going to see when you first log in. At the very top, you'll see bookshelf, report, community, and marketing. But what you really want to focus on right here is creating a new title. Now, something I see new sellers get kind of confused about all the time is what kind of books we're going to be creating here. Remember, these are physical books that will be printed, shipped, and delivered to an end customer on Amazon. And because of this, you're not going to select Kindle ebooks, okay? Because the customer is going to be writing in these books, filling out the puzzles. They're physical books, so you need to go ahead and click on paperback. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, this is the screen that you're going to see when you're going to upload a brand new book. You'll see at the very top there's 3 tabs. These are very, very easy to fill out, so don't get intimidated. I promise you this isn't very hard. So let me go ahead, before we start filling all of this out, let me show you what we have so far. So I have this right here. I just made a very quick cover page. This is a 6x9 and it has 50 pages in it. Okay, so very quick. On the right hand side will be the cover. There is a spine with nothing on it, and the back side is the back of the book. Now I've also gone ahead and created an interior. As you can see here, it's got a cover page. It is 50 pages long, and the rest is a journal. So now that we have those 2 pieces, you should already have those. Uploading your book is actually one of the easier parts of the process. So let's go ahead and get started. The first tab here is Paperback Details. This is where you're going to put in the title of your book, the brand of your book, aka the author, the description, your back-end keywords, your categories, and if it's adult content. So the first thing you need to know is the book title needs to be exactly what is on the front cover of your book. In this case, it says Scuba Diving Log Book Journal. Okay, so that is exactly what we're going to put as the book title. Now that we have the book title in there, the subtitle is optional, but I highly recommend that you guys do fill this out. This is a great place to put in extra keywords, give the user shopping on Amazon a little more information about what your book is and what it contains. So let's go ahead and fill that out. All right, now that that is filled out, the next part of this page is series. This is not part of a series. The series is really used when you're creating long form content, but if you are doing low content books, chances are you are not using any series, so you can go ahead and skip this, as well as edition numbers. This can be skipped as well. Now down here at the author, you'll see prefix, first name, middle name, last name, suffix. When it comes to creating a brand name, aka an author name for your KDP books, another mistake I see a lot of low content sellers making is that they are entering in their actual name here. I promise you, you can make up whatever you want as long as it's relevant to what you're selling and not use your actual name. So what happens is you can fill in the first name box and the last name box, and KDP will combine that to create your brand name. So let's just go ahead and create the brand name Scuba Diving Logbook. So I'll enter in Scuba Diving for the first name and Logbook for the second name. Now that we have that filled out, the next box is contributors. Now, chances are you just created this book inside of BookBolt. There probably are no contributors to add. Okay, so in that case, this is an optional box. Pretty much all of the time, you will be skipping this box. So next we have description. Description is what shows up on the Amazon page and basically tells the customer what they will be buying. So I highly recommend that you do fill this out and just be very transparent with what they're buying, what it is, how many pages it is. So if a customer is actually reading the page, before they click that order button, they know exactly what they're getting. So I'm just going to fill in a quick sentence or two. But if you're doing a book for real, make sure this looks nice, make sure it's very relevant and on point to exactly what you have just created. Okay, so the publishing rights is the next box here, and you'll see there is an option for public domain work, but you are not going to be selecting that. You are going to be checking this. I own the copyright and hold necessary publishing rights. You are going to select that because you just created this low content book. So that is what you want to pick each and every time when you're creating stuff that's unique and has a really great cover to it. Now right here, keyword section, you'll see there are 7 boxes that you can fill out. This is pretty much one of the most important aspects of listing your book that I can mention, okay? So each one of these boxes you can put lots of different characters into. The customer is never going to see anything that you write into these boxes. These are called back-end keywords, and they help Amazon match up customer queries on Amazon to what your book is about. So you need to make sure that these keywords are very relevant and that they represent what you're actually selling. Now, I could go through a very long video on how to get these keywords, how to fill this out. So I'm just going to quickly show you how I do it and then direct you to a much longer video that goes very far in depth on how to fill these out properly so that when you list your book on Amazon, you're going to get in front of the right audience. You're going to be ranking higher on Amazon, which will get a higher click-through rate and ultimately end up with more sales. So the first thing you want to do in these boxes and how I recommend you fill this out is the first box here is going to be keywords related to the market. Okay, so these are going to be keywords that are related to the market. Basically, what that means is that if you're doing, say, a scuba diving journal or a logbook like we're doing, what other keywords are related to scuba diving? That's what you want to put in right here. Now the second box here, what I like to call is who is the buyer for this book? So what do I mean by that? What I mean by who the buyer for this book is let's just say you were doing a nurse book, right? So anyone who is a nurse, anyone who's a nurse practitioner, anyone who has family that works in the nursing profession, those are the kind of keywords that you want to put in these boxes. Now keep in mind, when you are filling out these keywords, you don't need to put any punctuation, okay? And you don't need to do anything like that. It might look like spam when you're filling it out, but remember, no one is going to see this except for Amazon, which is why you can do that. If you click on right here and click on learn more about their KDP rules, you will be directed to a page that goes over this. Okay, so the third box here, I always put keywords related to the product itself. I do this in the third box and the fourth box. So example, if you're doing a blood pressure book, you might say blood pressure book, log, tracker, booklet, chart. Okay, so notice how those are all related to the product you're selling itself. Now, we're not actually doing a blood tracker, but that is just an example of a keyword that's related to the product itself. Now, the fifth box here, I usually do description keywords. Okay, so keywords that describe what it is you're selling or the niche that you are selling in. Sixth box, I like to do keywords related to the niche, and that's also what I will do for the seventh box. All right, so these two boxes are keywords related to the niche. You do not need to make sure every single box is full. You just need to make sure that the keywords and the long tail keywords you're using are relevant to the product. Now, I know that this might seem a little confusing if this is the first time you've done it. So grab yourself a BookBolt account, log in, and click on webinar up here in the right-hand corner. Okay, so this is going to be one of the best resources for you when it comes to getting those keywords and making sure you actually get visibility. These videos are about an hour long, but I highly recommend you watch them. It's going to hold your hand step by step through the entire process. and really go into detail on how to get everything listed correctly. But for this video, we're just going over step by step the process that you use that you can always refer back to. Now, we're still on the first tab here, which is the paperback details, but we're almost done. We need to select a category for a scuba diving book. Okay, so if you have never uploaded to KDP before, you'll come in here, you'll click choose categories, and you'll see this website that looks like it's straight out of the 90s. I don't know how anyone is supposed to find anything in here without spending 30 minutes. So what you want to do, again, grab yourself a BookBolt account, and you can either find it in the left-hand menu here, which says KDP categories, or it'll be under the resources tab on the home page of BookBolt. But click on KDP categories, and it'll bring you over to this tool. Now, what is the niche we are going into? Scuba diving. So all I need to do is enter in the keyword scuba and click on search. So let me go ahead and do that. So scuba has been entered. I will click on search, and boom, right there, it'll show me exactly how to get to the right category. So nonfiction, sports and recreation, scuba, and snorkeling. Let's go back to KDP. We'll go to nonfiction, sports and recreation. So let's find that real quick, which should be right here. And then we will see scuba and snorkeling somewhere in this list. There's SC, right there, scuba and snorkeling. So we'll select that. Boom. Now you can pick up to 2 categories here, but you don't have to. Okay, so for this example, we're just going to pick one category here, and we're good to go. Now, finally, on this page, we have to say, is this adult content? All right. This is not adult content. Pretty much everything you're going to post in low content books is going to be not adult content. So we can simply select no and click save and continue. This will bring us over to the second tab here, paperback content. So this page is actually fairly easy, and this is where you actually get to upload your interior and your cover to KDP. However, the first thing you need to do is get an ISBN number. This is a number that KDP will assign to your book so that it can be published on the store. So all you need to do is click on this big yellow button, assign me a free ISBN number. All right, so this will tell you what that is, and click assign ISBN. And you'll see it's working, and right there it has assigned us a free ISBN. There's no need to pay for one yourself. All right, so the next box is publication date. Not needed. All right, your publication date will be whenever it actually goes live and published on Amazon. No need to change this at all. Now here you actually get to the print options, the fun stuff. Okay, so you'll see that there's different options: black and white interior with cream paper, black and white interior with white paper, so on and so forth. I highly recommend that you keep it at black and white interior with white paper, especially if you're using the BookBolt designer to create this type of content. It's going to make sure that everything works every single time. Now, the reason I say that is because these different paper types is going to influence how big the actual file is. So if you don't match this up with how you created your interior, you're going to run into problems. So in order to do that, just select black and white interior with white paper and use the BookBolt designer and select the exact same thing. As long as it matches up, you won't run into a single problem. Same goes with trim size. Okay, so if you're inside of the BookBolt designer and you created something else besides a 6x9, maybe a 5.8, 5x8, that's what you want to select. Now, I actually created a 6x9, that scuba diving journal. Let me just show you that one more time. This is what it looks like. This is a 6x9, 50 pages. And I have 50 pages in my interior file as well. So we'll select 6x9. We created this as a bleed-only PDF. This is pretty much what you want to pick every single time, but you have to match that up with how you are creating your interior. The last option here is the paperback cover finish. You have matte or glossy. This option is personal preference. It does not matter if you pick matte or glossy. It's going to change the look and feel of the cover when it gets to the customer, but this is not going to have any influence on how well your book sells or how it does on Amazon. So we'll just leave it at matte for now. Now right here, these two boxes, this is how you get your book uploaded. Remember, there's two pieces of a KDP book. There's the manuscript, we call these the interior, and there is the book cover. Let me go ahead and upload the PDF manuscript. That's the 50 pages that we created. All right, I just clicked on upload and you'll see this, it is uploading. Now, depending on how the KDP servers are, this could actually take a bit of time. You saw that it was successful uploading, but you don't see anything there yet. Don't panic, that's very, very normal. We can go right ahead and click on the book cover. Now, a mistake I often see people making is they don't change this. They'll use the cover creator in KDP, very slow, very buggy. Don't click this, okay? Remember, you already have a PDF. The cover is already created. You want to select this radio button right here and then upload that file. So let me go ahead and do that. So I've gone ahead and done that. It is uploading the file here. So this is the part that can take some time. So there you go. It says save successful, and you'll just see up here this actually just updated, where we can see that we are uploading the Scuba Interior PDF and it's processing the file. You'll notice that the book cover's got a little box going here. This is normal, okay? This is normal. It can take some time. Right here is the last thing you need to do on this page. You can either wait for this to be successful or you can click Launch Previewer. Either way, you're going to need to wait until both of these have completely uploaded. So let's go ahead and launch preview here just so we can see what that looks like. It'll say that it's saving, and then right here it'll say, hey, you are going to need to wait. They're processing the manuscript, aka the interior, and the book cover to make sure that it's a ready to print file. It does say it can take several minutes. Okay, I have seen this take 10 minutes or more. I've also seen this take, less than a minute. It really depends on KDP, how backed up they are. So let's give this a chance to finish up, and we will come back on the computer and keep going through this process. All right, so it just moved on to checking the trim size here. It's still going through the process, guys, so this is fairly normal. You will see this screen change a few times, kind of depending on where the process is. So let's continue waiting, and then after that, we will jump into the last page before we can have our book live on Amazon. All right, guys, so through the power of editing, we have finally launched the previewer here. It's taken about 5 or so minutes. A lot of that got cut out. That would be way too boring for you guys to sit and wait. But you need to launch the print previewer before you can publish your book. So you'll see here that they have added the barcode for us. The back cover has nothing on it, and the front cover here looks exactly like this. And you can page through here and see, all right, here's the front page, and here are all the journal pages. Okay, so everything looks good. There's no errors. If there were errors, they would show up over here. So all you need to do is go to the the bottom right-hand corner here and click on Approve. We'll wait for that to actually happen, and there we go. You'll see that this second tab here, the paperback content, is now complete. Now if we scroll down right here, you'll see it's uploaded successfully. You'll see the cover has been uploaded successfully. We went through the book preview, and now we get to see the summary. All right, so this is the ink and paper type, the bleed settings, so on and so forth. You'll see the printing cost. This is not the cost to you. Okay, this is the cost for Amazon to print the book, and they will pay you a royalty. This number right here is going to depend on these options and the number of pages that you pick. Okay, so if you have, a 300-page book, your printing cost is very clearly going to be higher. Same goes for if you are doing colored paper. I think we all know that colored ink costs an absolute fortune. So if you're doing colored paper, this is going to be much, much higher. So that's why I recommend black and white interior with white paper. And page count, I would probably keep it, 120, 200 maximum. All right, so now that this is done, we can save and continue, and we will finish the last page before we publish this book on Amazon. Now here we go. We are in the last page. Now here is where you can set the rights and pricing. So right away you'll see territories. You can select all the territories, or you can do individual. If you click on individual, you'll see a giant list in here. I don't know why you wouldn't want to sell in a particular territory or area, so I usually just keep this right here as all territories. Now, the second box here is the primary marketplace. They did recently add this. You can come through here and say like, hey, maybe you have a book in German. So the primary marketplace would be Amazon.de. That's the German Amazon. But however, most people are going to see the highest number of sales on Amazon.com. Everything is in English, so let's go ahead and select that one. And we will scroll down here to the pricing, royalty, and distribution chart. Okay, so remember, our primary marketplace is Amazon.com. We have a 50-page book. It's fairly small. Your minimum pricing, it's going to tell you right here what your minimum and maximum pricing available to you is. But you can enter in one price here, and let's go ahead and say that it's $6.99, which is fairly average for a low-content book. And as soon as you enter that, it's going to automatically convert that for all of these different marketplaces here. Okay? So you'll see how much it costs, and you'll see right here the rate, the royalty, and expanded distribution. I usually keep this off because they're not a huge fan of low content books, or it's kind of changing. So what you're really looking at is right here, Amazon.com. If you sell a book for $6.99, you'll see your printing cost, if that would stop popping up, is $2.15. Okay, and you get 60%. So $2.04 would be the royalty you make every time you sell this book for $6.99. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're paying Amazon $2.15. It just means at the end of the day, if you sell a book, this is what you're getting. If you sell a book in the UK for this converted pounds number here, if you will, you're going to get £1.30, or not $1, £1.37. So same goes for all of these other marketplaces here, okay? So you can change your pricing for each individual one. Let's say in the UK, for some reason, you want to price it at, 8 British pounds here. You can keep Amazon.com the same, and you'll see that your royalty changes accordingly. So that is pretty much all you need to do on this screen right here. Just enter an Amazon.com price. Make sure that it's within, the average that low content books are selling in, and the easiest way to do that is just look inside of Bookbowl and see what other best sellers are going for, so you can price in the same market and get the best visibility. Now that's really all you need to do here, and you can scroll down, and congratulations, you are now done. Okay, so all you need to do is read this and notice that it can take up to 72 hours. It's going to put your book in what they call in review, which could take a few days, but very often these do get published much, much quicker, anywhere from a few hours to about a day. I rarely see it taking more than a few days, but if it does, it is normal. There's no need to reach out to Amazon. There's no need to worry. And all you have to do is click on Publish Your Paperback Book. Give it a while, and then it will show up as published eventually in your dashboard, and you will have your first product available for sale, print on demand, on Amazon.